You can't stick your fingers in there. You gotta put your thumbs in the thumb hole. The reason you're here is because you want to know about this REI Sun hoodie that I'm wearing, and I want to talk with you about it because I really like this sun hoodie from REI. This is actually my second one of these that I own. I bought one several years ago to go on a trip to Alaska, and when I saw this thing on sale, I said, I gotta get this sun hoodie. My family and I have been on this epic national parks trip. We've gone to Yellowstone, Grand Tetons, and we're currently in Montana, where we just went to Glacier Park 2 days ago. And I've been thinking to myself, it's time to talk about this sun hoodie and tell you what I like about it. And so what I want to do in this video is I want to tell you 3 reasons why I bought this sun hoodie, and then I'll actually give you a 4th, which is kind of a bonus tip, so stick around, don't miss out on that one. The first reason that I bought this sun hoodie is exactly what the name is, sun. These things actually come with like an SPF rating to them. And what that means is that when I'm hiking, I don't have to worry about putting sunscreen on my arms. When I first started hiking, I thought to myself, why would you wear a long sleeve? You're just gonna get hotter. And what I actually came to realize is that when my skin is protected, I actually stay cooler. That's what I love about these long sleeves from REI. They actually have a built-in SPF to them. I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 50. I'm not that big of a gear geek. I'll jump online, see what I can figure out for that kind of SPF rating. But I love that when I'm backpacking, I don't have to worry about putting sunscreen on, that it's already built in to the material. That leads me to the second thing that I really like about this hoodie, and that is these little flaps where you can put your thumbs in. If you notice, you can see that it covers most of my hands, and that continues in the fact that I don't have to put sunscreen on my hands. Now, I've had several other of these long sleeves. I've bought some from different companies, and they're great. I have no problem with them. I just really like that REI has put these little thumb holes in there, and they've made like a longer cuff, I think is what you would call this. You know, probably on your normal long sleeve that you're wearing in the winter, it's not this long for your cuff here, but REI's done it in such a way that you can stick your fingers in there. And if you don't want to stick your fingers, your thumbs, you can't stick your fingers in there. You got to put your thumbs in the thumb hole. REI has made these in such a way that if you're wearing them normally, it doesn't look any different. And so those are really the first 2 things that I like about this sun hoodie. The third thing, it's just in the name again, it's a hoodie. I really like the hood that REI has done on these. I find that when I'm hiking, it's super easy to pull over my head. It provides shade on the back of my neck. And so once again, because it has some sort of SPF built into it, I don't have to worry about like always putting sunscreen on my neck. I do, I put sunscreen on my neck. I still put it on my ears. I put sunscreen on my nose, and no matter what happens, that thing gets red. If anyone else has that issue, just drop a comment in there too. I feel like my nose is not huge, but it is always attracting the sun. Okay, I'm getting distracted from the reason that you're here and the reason that you and I are having this conversation. Once again, I want to tell you one of the really cool things that I think REI did within this sun hoodie is when they made this, they put a little drawstring right down here. It's on the inside, so you have to find it. And they have just this little drawstring, and so if you want to tighten up this hoodie, if it's windy, I don't know if you can see it while it's going, but I can feel it tightening up over here on this side, and so you can kind of move the fabric around. I think just this like small feature is such a huge win to throw this in. You don't have to pull them from both sides, but you just kind of have this little drawstring in there. It's elastic, so you might have noticed that when you pull it on or pull it off, that you can easily kind of pop it out, put it over your hat if you're wearing earbuds, when you're hiking. That's another thing you don't have to worry about. It has enough stretch that you can do that. If you're not wearing a hat or you're not wearing a buff or something to protect your neck, once again, you have this material that is that SPF in there. One of the things too I want to talk about in the design of this that I think is different from the one that I bought several years ago is I think REI put this seam down here on the sleeve and it's not on the underneath. I could totally be wrong on this. So like, if you have an older one too and you're watching this because you're thinking about upgrading, let me know. My other one is back at home because we're traveling. I just brought this newer one because I wanted to be wearing it on this trip. I really do like the seam here. And what I notice with REI's gear that they make is just there's a quality to it. I haven't found any loose threads. I don't see any stitching that's coming out. One of the things too we'll show you is where these thumb holes are, is they actually have extra stitching in there so that you're not going to have any issue with these thumb holes ripping open when you're wearing them, if you're using this with trekking poles or anything like that. Here's the bonus tip for those of you who stuck around for this. I bought this at the Memorial Day sale, and I'm going to be posting this video in the August time frame. And I just want to encourage you to keep your eyes open because REI tends to have a sale around Labor Day, which is September. And so if you want to pick one of these up, I think I was able to get this for like 20 to 25% off. I want to say it was somewhere in the neighborhood of $40 for that cost. And that's just my bonus tip for you. When you're looking for this, look for some of these REI sales because REI seems to love to put their gear on sale. And when they do that, I love to buy it. I need you to know REI hasn't sponsored this video. This is something that I just bought on my own. I will drop a link in the description to this sun hoodie. For ladies who are watching this, there's also a women's version. My wife has that version and she really likes it too. She doesn't hike as much as I do, but when we go out, we like to call these our adventure shirts. If you're looking for an adventure shirt from REI, let me just encourage you to do some research and see if this is something that might fit your budget. This might fit your backpacking needs, and this might check some of the boxes that you're looking for. Because for me, this is something that checks the boxes. It hits that SPF factor, so I don't have to put on sunscreen. It's got those thumb holes, so I can keep my hands protected. It's got the hood. REI, if any of you watch this, I love that little drawstring. And the last thing too, that bonus tip is this just fits my budget. So thanks for watching this. If you're interested in more backpacking stuff, I'm gonna put a video over here of the REI Flash Air 50 backpack that I got this year that I'll also be taking with me on the John Muir Trail. And I'll also throw another video over here of me backpacking with one of my kids, just in case you wanna see something like that. Thanks so much for watching. I actually wish you could see what I'm seeing right now. Just over here is a doe with her fawn.